Warning: this show contains mature content and adult language, and a lot of what may be considered offensive comedy. We consider ourselves professional idiots, so if you're offended in any way, we are sorry, but you have been warned. Hello!
Hello.
Welcome to the first official cast of Talk Stuff. So let's introduce ourselves. I'm Dan.
I'm Toby.
I'm Bran.
Yes, you are.
I am
You
indeed.
guys are all who you say you are. I've cross-referenced all your passports, and you are actually UK citizens, apart from Toby. You
I'm-
Jersey bean crook.
I'm a British citizen.
You're a Jersey bean crook, mate.
Mm.
So let's talk about the podcast. What we're gonna do.
Well, the idea is we're going to talk about some stuff.
Hence why it's called Talk Stuff.
That is the reason.
That is the reason. Yeah,
Pretty
basically,
clear cut.
this is a project we've had in mind for a while now, and me and Toby and Bran now have just started getting it all together, and we decided, right, why not we just record our Skype call, talk about a load of bullshit for like an hour and a half, chop it all down, put it all together, and put it on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, why not?
How did that sound? That sounds great. So
Sounds like fun.
yeah, so
Yeah.
be in store for another weekly edition of bullshit, I guess. The idea is we're going to have an extra person come on each week. Yay!
This
Sometimes
week?
we won't. I don't really. This week we're not going to have anyone, but the three of us will add someone in next week. Probably be someone exciting. We have exciting friends. Do we have exciting friends?
I don't know. I don't know. I really
We
don't.
have some. I mean, we have some cool people. I
They're
live
not
with
as
cool
good as
people.
us, but they're just as good. So they'll
Oh,
just come
okay.
in and give some more, stories and that sort of stuff. Maybe some nudity. What?
Oh, there's
Anyway,
always
we-
been nudity.
We do have ideas to go to video. I mean, next year we're probably going to set up sort of like a little studio in my bedroom, get some good microphones in, and yeah, we'll do it that way. But for now, it's just audio and a lovely picture of us animated and some music done by the Rocket Dolls, whose album
Big
release
ups to
is
the
very
Rocket
soon.
Dolls.
I just want to say it's 8 o'clock. It's Sunday, the 25th of May. Is it May? May?
Yeah, we're in May.
Yeah,
We're in
it's
May. We're in June, yeah.
2014. I know what year it is at least. Sometimes
That's
I don't.
good.
But yeah, we're going to try and make a habit of
God,
recording
one of us
every
do.
Sunday or every Monday and releasing on that day or the next day or maybe Tuesday. So expect this to be out Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. Probably tonight though. Tonight?
Okay.
Will we do it
Yeah,
tonight? guys?
tonight.
We will do it tonight. Brilliant. So I've got a little story.
Go on.
I have a resident pest in my house. I have a fly.
A fly.
A fly, and his name's Greg, and in the nicest possible way, he's a fucking prick. He's an absolute fucking prick. I hate the cunt, seriously. So the other day I'm just sat here, I'm having a great time. I was actually playing some Football Manager. Sat down, pants off, balls out, scratching them so I don't make too much ball soup. In comes this fly, and I fucking hate flies. They come in through the smallest little gaps and just cannot get out the widest windows. And he's bouncing around. He's just bouncing off all your stuff. You know he's licking his shitty little fly lips all over everything, that's just frustrating on its own. But he was a big fucker. He was huge. He was like about the size of a penny, bouncing into everything, going bam, 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 bam. So like, I started a war with Greg because obviously I didn't want this pest in my house. I got my deodorant out and a shoe, and I started swinging the shoe wildly and spraying him with deodorant. And he was dodging them because, he's a fly and they're quite dodgy. And it got to the point where he landed on the window, and I sprayed him with deodorant, and he freaked out and flew out of it. So he obviously knew where the window was. He was just trying to piss me off, which again, that pissed me off. So I thought that was the last of him. So I got my guitar out and started making up a, Conquered the Fly Beast song like you do. And he flies back in. So I throw the guitar and just have this bout with him again. I hit him with the shoe and hit him with the deodorant again. And then he goes out the window. I shut the window. I think, right, that's it. That's been and done. He's gone. Greg's gone from my life. Good riddance. So I wake up in the morning and
This is where it's good.
I open my wardrobe and
Oh god, here we
guess
go.
what fucking happens? Fucking Greg flies out of the fucking wardrobe. He somehow decoyed or like stealthed back in through the window or decoyed out of the window
Jesus.
like a fucking commando. And seriously, I was so frustrated. So I had another bout with him. And I sat down. I was almost in tears at this point, and I said, "Greg, will you just fuck off tormenting me?" He flies down to the windowsill, looks at me, smiles, jogs along it, and glides off. Never seen him again.
Wow.
He's just
That's-
in my
that's-
life. I just
That's
wondering
amazing.
if anyone I know could turn into a fly. You know, like a fucking I don't know what they're called.
Animagus.
Yeah, that was the one.
I only know that because I watched that film yesterday.
Skills.
That is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah. Actually, I've got another little story. This includes you, Brandon, actually.
Oh God, here we go.
The other day, we went and played some football down in my hometown. And
Oh, yes.
we decided, you know, like after time you go to football, you're like, oh, I've done some exercise. I need to go have a beer now. We went to the pub. And much to our, I don't know if delight or
I've no idea what
anything.
it was, but you know.
there was these Russian guys in the pub, and like these guys were like the full blown Russian. I mean, one of them, they were talking about how they got on a boat and came over here. They had to sneak on a boat and get to us, and I was just like, Jesus, this is going wrong already.
Yeah.
So these Russians are going, fucking this, fucking that, blah blah blah. This drink, what is it? It's like piss. What a piss! Like, I was like, what? He's like saying there's a beer. He's been drinking 9.6 beer since 9 in the morning, and he came down here and drinking
Mental
like
cases.
4%
Absolute mental
Fosters
cases.
in the pub. And oh man, it's like they were going mental. So like we were laughing at them obviously because it was funny as hell. Some of these Russian guys, and we go outside. A couple of our mates wanted to have a cigarette. We all thought, oh, we'll go sit in the sun and have the beer out in the sun. These Russians come out and start going, oh, they want to serve us drinks. We can't roll cigarettes, stuff like this. And we were like, oh my god. He goes, do you speak Russian? And I was like, no, there's a friend of mine, George. He could speak a little bit of Russian. He's from Bulgaria. And they start going, Bulgaria, oh. Like, it's like a bad mouth in Bulgaria. And then I said, well, it's not as bad as Romanians. I've heard they hate them. And they start getting agitated. So it's going, fucking Romanians, fucking gypsies. And then the other one just goes, I'm a fucking gypsy. And then the other one gets up, he hits
I
the wall
fucking
and
hate
he starts to-
gypsies.
he goes, I hate gypsies. And he's going, I fucking hate you. And I thought they were going to have a fight, seriously. And I was getting, I don't know whether to stick around or whether to watch it. It was freaky. Anyway, they kind of hugged and they were like excited, and I don't know, they were kind of foaming at the mouth. That was the weird thing. They were shouting at each other and foaming at the mouth. It was like
I was
rabid
afraid.
animals.
I was afraid for my life. I thought
Yeah, yeah.
rabies.
I was genuinely afraid. But like, Russians are mental, man.
Yeah.
I love them. They were great. They were funny.
They made that pub outing. They really did.
They did. They made that. They made that complete evening
Yeah, they did.
just funny. Then we went down the beach, and it was great.
Sounds nice. Well, while you guys have been enjoying the pub, I've been working my ass off all week.
Ooh.
I'm not going to name names. That's not cool. So I work in a coffee shop, and we'll leave it there. But I got a new job now
For
with you.
security's sake.
Mr. Dan got me a new job with his place, so I get to quit in a week.
Yay.
But
Awesome.
I've been getting really fucking angry all week. Really, really
Tell us why.
angry.
Tell us why. Express yourself to us in the podcast.
It's just quite simple, really, and that is that customers are cunts.
With a capital K.
The capital K. Like,
Capital K.
Wow.
Especially
I mean,
guys.
I was saying this to you earlier, but like this, I just don't understand. Like, there's a certain mentality that customers have. They come into a shop and they expect to be treated with, like they're a fucking king or something. And it's like, I get that. Like, you should go. Like, everyone should respect everyone. And it's like, you go into a shop and you're like, I'm the customer. You should treat me with some fucking awe-inspiring respect or something. No, fuck off. Like, it's like you should go into a business and you should respect the business that's offering you a service. You're not entitled to that fucking service. That's why they're offering it to you. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I fucking hate these piss-ass people.
Poxy, pompous penises.
Yeah. And they
Look at that for
expect
alliteration.
They expect fucking everything from you. And it's just like, there was someone that came in the other day, and they didn't know what they fucking wanted. They wanted what they wanted was a latte. And if you know what a latte coffee is, it's just like a shot of coffee in the bottom filled up with milk.
Apologize.
Right.
And they ordered a cappuccino, which is a shot of coffee in the bottom with foamed milk.
Yeah.
Tops it
Yeah.
up,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Everyone
yeah.
knows that.
Yeah.
They fucking didn't.
Jesus.
And they were like, I want a cappuccino. So cool, like made them a cappuccino, blah blah blah. You foam up the milk, pour it in, blah blah. And they came back a couple of minutes later, like, this is all foam. And I went, that's what a cappuccino is. And they went, no, cappuccino is the one where it's milk all to the top. And I went, no, that's a latte. And they start like having a go at me, like, you don't know what you're serving, all of this shit. And I was
You
like,
don't know what you're serving. You're only
And I was
work
like-
it.
a latte is named after a cafe latte, which is a coffee and milk. You know? It's like,
Yes. Yes.
but you have no fucking clue what you're asking for.
Oh, I'd have raged at that.
But you can't say anything. You can't, like, even just going, oh, I think you meant you wanted this, and them going, no, I wanted this, and then like they're like, oh, I want to see your manager, and at that point I was like, fine, fuck it, I'll go get the manager. It'd be easier them talking to you than me talking to you. And they did the same thing to my manager, and they're like, oh, I asked for this, and then I got this, and my manager went, you want a latte? And they just went, no, I want a cappuccino. It's like, and he just looked at it, he went, you've got a cappuccino. And it's just like these people that just, they just think you don't know shit. And it's like, it just fucks me off big time. Because I go into any shop I go into with, I don't treat anyone like shit because they're serving me.
Yeah.
Why would you do
Yeah.
that to someone?
Yeah, why'd you do that? They're doing a service for you. They're getting paid and being bummed out every day.
These shops started because somebody decided they could sell something and make money.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not there because you need it. Like, I don't need to make you a coffee for you to survive.
No.
So, I just
I need coffee.
can.
Some
make
people
you
do
a
feel like
coffee.
they need coffee, though. I swear it's
Yeah.
like an addiction now, a horrible
think-
addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's like I was watching QI the other day, and Stephen Fry was talking about the way caffeine like affects you and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was saying like if you drink caffeine, like if you drink a coffee all the time, then you're fine because it keeps you at the like level you should
Yeah.
be. But if you have like one coffee and then don't, the next day you'll feel like almost hungover.
Well, yeah, it's almost like borrowing like energy or like energy drinks, like borrowing energy from later on in the day. They're almost like borrowing awake time from later in the day. It's like
Yeah.
alcohol as well. Alcohol's like borrowing fun from the next day because you get the fucking hangover.
Yeah, exactly. The more you drink, the more fun you borrow, the worse your hangover. It's simple.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then you could just like,
It's like, I mean, I'm sure many people I work with will completely agree that the amount of customers we get in there are just bastards.
yeah, I can imagine.
I mean, I'll just talk about one more customer very quickly. I had one person come in, and I was taking somebody off the coffee machine. It was like my turn to take them out.
Yeah.
And they made a coffee for this customer, and there was nothing wrong with it. It was definitely better than the one I make because they've been working there for years. I've been working there for 6 months.
Yeah.
And the woman was like, "That's not right." And both of us, and then the woman next to us as well, were like, "Yeah, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's exactly what you've asked for. You've just gotten that." And she goes, "All right, fine," and just walked off. And then so I swapped out. The other person I took off disappeared off, and the woman comes back to me again a couple of minutes later, like, "This is wrong. Make me another one." And I was like, I felt like I had to say, I was just like, "There's nothing wrong with it, but fine, I'll make you another one." So I stood there and I made her another one, and like, so you guys like understand like the process of things. Like when we grind the coffee, it grinds 2 shots worth of coffee.
Yeah.
And then like, a medium or a large is a double shot, and a small is a single shot. And she wanted a small, so you put 2 cups underneath the bit where the coffee comes through, the hopper, I guess it is, and it splits the shot into 2.
Yeah.
So I did that, made the milk and everything, and I grabbed one of the cups with the coffee on and pulled it down to the level so I could pour the milk in. And she looked at me and went, "The other one's better."
What?
And I went,
What?
The other one's better.
"They're exactly the
Wow.
same." And she went, "No, the other one's better." And I just went, "Fine." and then grabbed the other one and then gave it to her and I just put it on the
What
thing
a
and went,
picky
done.
bitch.
And she walked off like,
Seriously.
thank you. And I was like, yeah, fuck off and don't
Thank
come
you.
back.
Jesus Christ.
That's terrible.
But it's exactly the fucking same. You split it into 2 shots. It is 2 shots of coffee in 2 separate cups. How can it be any fucking different?
That's bloody mental, that is.
That is mad.
But that is what, like, I mean, I don't know about other places, but like around here, that's how customers are, and it fucks me off big time.
Yeah.
I walked out of work the other day with one of my colleagues, and we walked past another popular coffee establishment. And again, I don't want to use brand names just in case we get in trouble. And there was someone there ordering. They wanted a large thing with, but only they wanted half the amount of coffee in it, and then they wanted like this on top, and then like this in the middle, and then this, and then just make it like as complicated as possible. And it's like, why do you want such a specific coffee? Go buy one of those fucking big coffee machines you get at home.
Make it your bloody self.
Yeah, and it's like
You go make your frappuccinos that are actually like milk chocolate button puccinos.
yeah, exactly. And like my colleague tapped him on the shoulder and just went, "Fuck you."
You're outside of work, you can say these things now.
Exactly. We had hoodies on. He couldn't see where we were working.
Yeah, exactly. Good.
But it was just like, why do you have to be such a cunt?
Yeah. Well, do you know what? I think now, after that rant, I
Mm.
think we should kind of have a sort of like "Who are we?" session, because Toby isn't a moany.
No, I'm not a moany
bitch.
cunt. I'm one of the
No,
happiest.
he's-
people you
He's
ever meet.
rarely angry. Actually, I mean, all of us are pretty laid back. Except for Brian, he gets a bit angry at things.
I get angry at everything. Let's be honest.
He's
Well,
like
Brad's
he's
the
like
angry
the yin.
one, and
He's
I'm
like the
the
yin
really
to our
happy.
yang.
But I just had that rant I needed to rant about.
Yeah,
But
just get off the chest.
we all come from the south of England. We won't say where for protection, just in case you try and come shoot us or something. Most people know who we are, but we'll do it for the sake of anyone who might be watching who's not. Yeah. So me and Brian, we go to university together.
We do, yeah.
We will be living with each other next year,
Gay.
which that's exciting.
May regret
yeah,
it, but you know.
Yeah, you probably. Who
I'm
knows?
gonna make you regret it.
That's gay too.
I'm gonna make you regret ever
Oh,
knowing me. When I'm
great.
walking around at 2 a.m. with balls out, and I come in your room with a sheet on my head, pretending I'm a ghost
Oh
with a
no.
boner.
The
Yeah,
dick
I love
ghost.
Yeah, and me and Toby. Well, I've been to university. I changed courses at university. I met Toby during that time. So we became friends like on that course, and then we've been friends for like good 3-4 years now. Me and Brian have been friends for about a year or so, almost.
Just about, yeah.
Yes, it's been cool, but like we've been just bumming around, haven't we? Mooching around, the 3 of us, just doing things together for ages now, and we're all like quite connected, and yeah. So if anyone ever wants to ask any questions about us, feel free to send them in on our Facebook page or whatever. We'll answer them. We'll do a little Q&A session halfway through, like this now. And
I'll tell you
yeah.
what. I've got an idea. Right?
Okay.
Where are you from? Because none of us are currently living where we're exactly from.
Where am I from?
So,
Where am I
yeah,
from?
Dan, where are you from?
I come from a snobby little town in the New Forest called Lymington, and it's a nice place, very nice place, but
Cool.
it's just a lot of stiff upper lip people, should we say? But yeah, it's fun. I had a crazy childhood. I mean, a lot of my friends. It's not too far away from where I'm living now, so a lot of my friends are accessible. But yeah, I'm from down this way. So Brian, what about you?
Well, I'm from West London, from a place called Hayes. Yeah, it's not a bad place, but I had to get away. Wanted a different scenery, and so I came down here, and been loving it ever since. I think I've been down here for about 2 years now.
Which is good.
Yeah, I've got all you lovely people to keep me company, so
Yeah, we
can't
do
go wrong
have
there.
quite a few friends.
Oh,
If you're saying that, we're going to
lovely
have someone
people.
else. We've got plenty of people lined up for the next few podcasters to come on to talk to us. So yeah, we'll introduce you to some of those lovely people. So what about you, Toby? We know where you're from.
Oh, I'm from Jersey in the Channel Islands. I'm the
Where's
most
that?
south. I'm the most south in Britain you can get, mate.
Sorry, where?
Jersey from the
Jersey.
Channel
Never heard of
Islands.
Never heard of it.
No one ever
Is
bloody
that by
asked.
Tenerife?
No, you dick.
Of course, we know where it is. It's basically France, though.
Yeah.
You're basically French. and you're
It's
basically
closer to
foreign.
France than it is to England.
It sucks, doesn't it? I remember when we were there last summer, actually, and I was looking out going, is that France? And you were going, yeah. I was like, Jesus. You can see the Eiffel Tower. A couple of baguettes hanging off it.
Couple baguettes.
I'm sure that's what it looks like.
I moved from Jersey to here, what was it?
3 years
Maybe
ago?
2.5 years ago. And that's when I met you.
Yes.
And I moved here to go to uni to do something musical that didn't really work out very well.
Shame.
I spent a year looking for a job, and then that failed.
It is difficult to get a job like anywhere at the moment. I mean,
That's bullshit. Utter bullshit. I found out very quickly
so
that it's
hard. But I've been very fortunate actually to have a friend who's managed to help me out, and then I've done the favour back for Toby as well.
Yeah, you pair of lucky shits.
Fuck off back to London. But yeah, it's quite difficult. I mean, I've got a mate who's been struggling to find work for ages now, and I feel for him. I mean, I've told him to come live down here, but like to live down here, he needs to have some kind of savings so he can come get a place down here and live for at least maybe 2 months without having a job, so he can find a job in that time. So it's going to take him that long to actually get a job. Yeah. So like,
it's fucking hard, man. I mean,
the thing is, he wants
it
to
took
come
me
live
a
down
year
here
to
as well.
find the job that I'm now
Amazing.
leaving to go to the place you work. It took me a year and help from the Prince's Trust, man, because I didn't have any work experience or anything, so I know nobody would give me a chance. It's bullshit.
And it's
the bullshit.
so difficult. Just like that sort of thing, like. People are asking for like crazy experience now. I mean, even I'm struggling to find work, and I've got a crazy like CV full of all sorts of bits. I mean, yeah, maybe like loads of different skills, but shorter employments. But still, I do have skills that I can bring to a workplace. It's just they don't give you the chance to demonstrate those skills.
Exactly. But
How
then
do people think that you're going to get skills if they don't give you the job so you can learn them? I mean, it's
just
stupid.
It's because of all this recession, all this bad economy and stuff, I guess. So
Yeah.
and again, I don't know much about economy.
I spent
politics.
I spent a few months with like going on job seekers, and that
is the worst. It's
is
so
one of the most bullshit things on this earth, man. They are zero help. They were zero help to me. The system they get you in on, they're like, right, okay, you need to apply for 3 jobs a week, and you're like, yeah, okay, easy. Like, I definitely apply for more than 3 jobs a week.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, cool. And then after like a month, they were like, oh, you haven't done enough. And I was like, yeah, I have. Look at this. Like, I applied for all of these things, and they're like, oh no. That was only for the first like week. Now you have to apply for a minimum of 10 jobs a week. You have to phone at least this amount of places a week. You have to email at least this amount of places a week, and you have to do so many by hand.
For God's sake,
and they were like, and it's like if you go and apply for 30 jobs by hand, but you only did 1 by phone, you fail that week.
Jesus, terrible, isn't it?
It's crazy.
Madness. Absolutely madness.
It is ridiculous. It is the worst thought out system in the world. And they sent me on like a course that was a how to get a job course.
Oh God.
Right? And it was 2 days in a row sat in an office going, how do you look for a job? Well, there's newspapers, there's the internet, there's friends and family. And then they'd go, what websites do you use? And everyone in there was going, Jesus fucking Christ, this is 2 days waste of time.
It's insulting.
It's ridiculously insulting. So I went back to the
isn't it?
Prince's Trust, who have helped me out in the past for whatever reasons. And then they were like, okay, well, you got to do this week course with us. Did that. Then they went, cool, we got this thing coming up called, it's called Get Into Retail. And they do loads of different Get Into courses throughout the year. And then they did this Get Into Retail thing. And it was like, oh, we're doing it at Marks and Spencer's. You work with them for a month for free, but it counts towards your like job seekers, and at the end of it the idea is that they give you a job, and luckily I got one.
That's good.
But I mean, that took the Prince's Trust and Marks and Spencer's going, there's loads of kids like out of employment, let's give 8 of them a chance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. And it's just like, I think it's a issue.
Yeah,
I don't really know what they can do about it though. It's just this. There's too many like butterfly effects that can happen from it. So
yeah. I mean, they need to do something. It's just
they do.
It is.
I do need a job.
So I've got a question.
Right.
What's been happening on the WWE on the wrestling? Like,
Hmm.
like these guys are pretty big into their wrestling. I follow
Yeah,
it
we
with
are.
them, but like I don't follow it as religiously as they do. But I like to know what's going on. So you got anything cool happen this week? Because I know there's been some like cool little things happening with John Cena.
We got
and
a
that.
few things going on. There's some shit going down with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. There's a new
Yeah.
guy debuting. There's Cena being boring as normal.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Hey, leave him
so-
alone. He's got big arms and a big heart.
Gay.
Yeah. A big
No.
gay.
Nah, he's a good guy. I do
Nah,
love
he's
love
fine.
Cena to pieces, but he's stale, man. He's stale. He needs something new,
Yeah, he needs
and
to sing
he'll never turn heel, which is turning bad guy for those who don't know. He'll never turn heel because his fan base is the kids.
That would be
Yeah.
interesting. But yeah,
songs.
It would be amazing for him to
It
turn
would
heel.
be.
It would be so good, but it's never going to happen.
No. He's a baby face.
Yeah.
It's known.
Yeah. So yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I think Bran has. What was Bo Dallas's debut like?
Yeah, it was all right. I mean, he came out. I think he had a match. Can't remember who it was against. But yeah,
With?
I think he did. I'm not 100% sure, but it was a pretty good debut. It was better than a few I've seen.
Well, I mean, we had Adam Rose debut a couple
That
weeks ago,
was that was terrible. I mean,
and like if you
WWE.
yeah.
well, no, this is the thing, right? Because they advertise like Adam Rose as the leader of the Exotic Express. You know,
that was a good impression, I have to admit.
thank you. And and he's this whole party all the time. Don't be a lemon, be a rosebud guy. You know, South African if that wasn't obvious. And he finally came out for his debut, and he walked out to the ring, and he said one line, and then fucked off,
Wow.
and it was bullshit.
Well, that sounds
It
awesome.
was the baddest thing I've ever seen in my
It's one of
life.
the worst debuts I've ever seen, but that's not his fault.
And the thing is,
That's
they
the
bigged it up
WWE's
so
fault.
much. Like they bigged it up that he was coming, and then he did nothing.
They advertised him coming out for I think 6 weeks beforehand,
Yeah, I think it was about that. So,
and then
Yeah, I remember actually. I remember seeing it going on and on. Like, it looked a bit stupid. I didn't really like it myself, personally. It seemed a
I
bit of
actually
a-
think Bo Dallas's adverts were worse because they were just like some inspirational bullshit.
Yeah, that
We
was
need to
weird.
believe. No, that was crap. I think Adam Rose, because he used to be a different character, he would have been fantastic if they just let him turn up and beat the shit out of someone. It would have been great. But, he just turned up, danced around the ring, looked like a bit of an idiot, said one line and fucked off.
Yeah, they should have shown
Hasn't
like
done
they
anything
should have,
else
they should have
since.
given him like shown an aggressive side or something. Like someone pissed him off and he absolutely slaughtered them with like aggression and just been like, see, and then like go afterwards, be
Ah.
all chill again. Like, yeah, so you see, you pissed me off, you're gonna get beaten the crap out of.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. I think that would have been awesome. It would never be as good as like the Wyatt family when they came. That was awesome. I mean, I love Bray Wyatt. He's one of my favorites.
oh,
now. I'm
he's amazing.
I think he's awesome. He's actually the guy who is Bray Wyatt is actually Bo Dallas's brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I like it. It's good.
I mean, in my opinion, if WWE play their cards right, Bo could be one of the best heels that they have on their roster because I just think he'd be really good being a heel because he's already showing that now in NXT where the fans are don't like him very much and he's giving it back to them, and I just think it would be really good to see him as a heel.
Yeah.
He could do really well.
He could.
That's what
he
this
really
people,
could.
if he's got the charisma his brother has, because his brother is just packing tons
Oh,
of charisma,
He
man.
is. He's packing it.
He is entrancing to watch, which
he's
is
packing
good.
it
It's
like
just what you need right now.
Fucking gat. He's packing it.
Mm.
It's just that they need to give him better matches instead of just keep pairing him up with fucking John Cena all the time.
Yeah, every week it's I'm gonna take Cena off the top spot, and Cena going, "Oh, you're not." And then they have
I mean,
a
I
fight,
love the
and one
whole
of them wins, and
fucking-
nothing changes.
He's got the whole world in his hand stuff. That was fucking funny as hell.
Mm.
It was
Just
good.
walking around, and then like they had that cage match, and then when Cena went to leave the cage, he had that kid turn up and
Oh,
start
that
singing.
was
Yeah, that
freaky
was
as
And
hell.
they put the effect on his voice, and as a kid sounded like a demon. That was pretty cool.
And the face on Cena's was just amazing. Like the actual shock. It was,
It is funny though. Yeah,
It
so
was,
it's been quite good. I think there's actually something I want to address right now.
I was going
Right.
to say, what, is it still to do with wrestling? Because I got one more bit.
No, it's not. But I mean, tell us your wrestling thing, and then I'll address it afterwards.
Oh, cool. It's just I don't want us to segue away from it and then not thinking, because this is probably the biggest bit of news of
because
the
that's
week.
how we travel nowadays. Is segueing.
yeah.
Segue.
Yeah, sure, go for it. Like, so.
Because we got this thing with the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Daniel Bryan. He's just had to have neck surgery a week and a half ago,
Yeah. So,
and obviously after having neck surgery, he wasn't going to fly to the UK for the UK tour. So all they did on Raw was come out and say, "We want you to give up your title because you're not going to be well enough to defend it within the 30-day limit, which is the rule with the titles."
Yeah.
Which is something I could rant about for days, but let's not get into that this week. We'll get into that another week, shall we?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and so supposedly tomorrow night on Raw, he's going to come out and do something, either give up his title or refuse.
Okay.
See what happens.
Well, we'll see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean that could be big because this is the first time somebody with the newly unified WWE World Heavyweight Championship would have to actually give up the title, which is pretty soon, seeing as it was only formed like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, what were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, I think we should address maybe the sly elephant in the room that has been going around, is the fact that, yes, this podcast is aimed to mature audiences rather than, the younger. Because as you've seen, we've got a degree of foul language
yes.
and crudeness, which is the next thing I really want to talk about, is a couple of crude things that have been said over the past few days. We're a good fan of crudeness, so if you don't like it,
We bloody love it.
feel free to skip on ahead and get rid of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got a question that was lingering in my mind because I have a really fucked up place in this head of mine that thinks of weird
Yes,
things.
you do.
So if you
Very.
guys were walking along one day, right, and these bunch of gang rapers grabbed you, put you in the back of a van, took you into a warehouse, tied you up and
Yes.
everything, and they said, right, you've got one of two options, right? There's 5 of them, right? Let's imagine that's 5 of them. They're all like big guys, and they're like, if you get away, they're going to kill you, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So there's no hope of escape. So don't even think about that. They'll kill you by putting dicks in your ear. But they say to you, right? We give you 2 options. The first option is you suck all of our dicks until we come, right?
Yep. Right.
And obviously that's pretty fucking disgusting. Or the second option is they get to jerk off over you
Yeah.
and jerk you off and lick your bumhole and play with your bumhole. So they jerk you off. So it's either you get jerked off and played with and violated, or you have to make them come whilst they bukkake you.
So, right, let me get this straight. I'm either going to die
Yep,
horribly,
yep. Take dicks in the mouth, or
or
have your dick
take
sucked and have
5
your
dicks
bum.
in the mouth,
Yep, or have your bum played with.
have
and
my bum played with
you
while
won't be
someone
sucked
else
by a
joke.
man.
Just,
You can feel beard on your testicles.
oh, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'd
I'll
definitely
get sucked off, my bum played with. I ain't going to die. I'll have to suck off 5 other guys. I'll have my dick sucked, my bum played with.
Yeah, is that a bit of a no-brainer then?
That's
Yeah.
a bit of a no-brainer.
All right, cool. So we can put that down as like that can be.
It's a horrible, horrible no-brainer, but it's a no-brainer nonetheless.
It's a no-brainer. We can put that down in our crude facts diary.
One I wish I never had to answer, but
Yeah. Okay,
Here
let
we
me go
are.
for a slightly light-hearted one instead then. Here's another question. I mean, the story behind this was the other day I was sat in the car with my friend James. We were chilling. We'd just been to Toys R Us, actually, buying some stuff. It was great. And actually, the funny thing was we were sat in the car, we were eating McDonald's, and where we live, there's lots and lots of boats coming in and out of port, and when they leave they like to toot their massive horns, so it sort of like went brrm, brrm. It sounded like War of the Worlds, so I sat there and went, shit, War of the Worlds. James looks at me with this worried look on his face and goes, man, I don't think I've got enough petrol to get us out of here. was cracking up. It was so serious. That's the thing. It was almost
Amazing.
like he believed it was true. I mean, it does happen like that. It's scary, and I'm sure like if he comes on the show one time, we will get a taste of that as well because it's never changed really. But anyway, he asked me a question saying like he basically said, "What do you think pussy looks like it should taste like?" So I was just like,
Right.
I don't know. I said like I don't know, something sweet maybe, or like I would like it to taste like something sweet. Like if I could choose like an actual taste for it to be, I'd say probably like a raspberry kind of sweet, or like jelly babies or jelly beans or something like that. Because like that would be awesome, wouldn't it? Like it kind of looks like it should taste like that, or strawberry jelly. Not that just sounds like she's like been licking girls out on their period, but you know.
Oh,
Not-
dude.
But I mean,
Oh my god.
he turns around to me and he goes, "Don't you think it would be minced beef?" And I was like, "Oh no,
What?
seriously, that is nasty to think about." Minced
Wow.
beef. I mean, what do you guys think? What
Right.
would you like it to taste like, or what do you think it looks like it tastes like as well? Something like that.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to agree with James and say it
Looks
probably
like
looks like it should taste some sort of meat
beefy.
product.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have
But
to.
I mean, you know, I like my meat. So, you know,
Yeah.
but
Doesn't like me.
I would quite like it to taste something like jelly babies, that kind of like powdered sugar, gooey loveliness.
Hmm. And then,
That would be amazing.
apologies for that. Let's round that off with a funny joke, shall we?
Okay.
So Wonder Woman is lying on her back naked on top of a building, and Superman flies by. He
I'm already
thinks to himself-
intrigued.
He goes, "Ah, look at that. She's lying there naked, ready, good to go. I could just swoop down and super shag her, you know, because that's one of Superman's special moves." So
Of course.
surely enough, he flies over and goes, "Damn it, I'm going for it." He goes, boom, slides down, supersonic shag, flies back off, cheeky grin on his face, loving life. Wonder Woman then gets up and goes, "Jesus, what the hell was that?" And the Invisible Man goes, "I don't know, but my ass fucking kills."
Oh my god.
I haven't
Yeah.
heard that joke in years. I love it.
So yeah, let's have this little skip section. If you wanted to skip the crude section, we'll try and make that available from here. So this is where you're going to come back and tune back in. So Toby, we were talking about earlier. You had some sketch ideas put into your phone, and you wanted to discuss them. So what about this? Tell me more. Tell me and Bran something. Tell me something about your things.
Oh, give me a minute.
Yeah.
I've got to find the little page. Hold on. I haven't got it up.
So if I get the gist of what you were telling me, you want to make a sketch show.
Yeah, well, the idea was I've had this idea for quite a while actually. I keep coming up with random ideas with different people, mainly you guys and Bevan. Bevan's someone you'll meet in a future podcast, I can imagine. But yeah, no, we come up with all different random ideas, and usually they're not very funny. And I write them down. A couple of weeks later, I'll delete them. But there's a few that I've kept, and it's just it's silly things like drunk driving Mario Kart. Where it's like you're sitting just like it's a very like the idea of the sketch show would be like just quick, 10 to 20 second sketches like on what's the animated thing that Seth Green does?
Robot Chicken.
That's the one. It'd be like
Okay.
a live action Robot Chicken,
Yeah. Okay.
and things like drunk drive Mario Kart. So it's like you're playing Mario Kart, and then somebody reaches for a bottle of like a Jaeger or something.
Yeah, I can imagine that actually.
And then the other one's just like, "No, man, don't drink and drive." Stupid things like that. And
That's funny.
there's a few other ones like bad war reenactments I've got on here as well, and that's basically I've got like some of them I've got like this thing, and then there's like a list of ideas for that specific one underneath. And there's only one for bad war reenactments, and that is French gun sounds brackets thud we surrender.
Oh dear.
But
It'd be quite good fun though to film like things like that. I mean, it'd be good little. We could do that as a little talk stuff side project.
Yeah,
If you're
definitely.
interested, we
I mean,
we
it could be a
put
laugh.
on the,
I have got one on the list that I can't remember, actually, because I write them all down and I give myself little clues as to remembering what they are for the future.
yeah.
And this one I can't remember. It's just simply written paintballs,
Ow.
and that's the only thing I can think of is a paintball to the bollocks. But I guess no, it's not funny. That's just
Maybe I've had a thought of what it might be. Like as soon as you said that, it just clicked in my head. Maybe you could do a proper little sort of I don't want to ruin the surprise, but you know this is a thing in making. We just need someone who's got really dangly balls, and
Right.
we need someone to be dressed up in like the gear and be walking around like an area like where you had paintball, and it would be like really intense, following him and everything. And then suddenly he looks around a corner and a pair of balls with paint on them splat him in the face, and then
Oh,
he goes, "I'm hit." You imagine that shit? Oh yeah, mate, he's got this big ball print on his head. That's not fair. You got hit by my paintball, man.
I would,
Don't know why I went like semi-American Australian then, but you know,
just go
Whatever
with it.
happens.
it
Just go
happens.
with the
It
flow.
happens to the best of us.
Can anybody hear the shouting and screaming outside?
No, I cannot hear any.
No,
shouting
there
and
is
screaming.
nothing.
Okay, cool. We can edit
Cool.
that little bit
As
of me
long-
talking about that out, and we
As
can
long
carry
as-
on.
Oh no, that's fine. As long as you're not being murdered, the podcast continues.
Yes.
Cool.
So yeah, last
murdering
night
here.
I know for sure that me and Bram went to the pub to watch this, but you didn't.
We
I know,
did.
Toby, you didn't even know it was going on. The
I didn't have a
Champions
fucking
League
clue.
final, Atletico versus Real.
What a game.
What a game! What happened? It went
No
crazy.
clue.
It went mental.
So
Well-
many yellow cards.
Yeah, crazy amounts of yellow cards. That was one key feature.
Yeah.
Diego Costa picking up a hamstring injury within 9 minutes. Well, actually, he was playing with a hamstring injury and he had to be taken off. So Simone made a bit of a dickhead error there.
Yeah.
But congrats to the manager. He's a pretty good manager. Atletico went up 1-0 in 36 minutes.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Casillas, don't know what the fuck he was doing. Just ran out of his goal like a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
He was hypo or something. Don't know what he's doing. He's bored. But yeah, basically then they scored and the whole game was so fucking boring because Real had loads of possession but they weren't doing anything with it. Bale was getting in the box but he wasn't really doing much. He kept missing.
Nightmare.
And then on the 93rd minute, Sergio Ramos, who's been fighting all game, I reckon he should have been sent off because he's been a bit of a dick, don't you?
Yeah.
But
Completely.
he plants a lovely header in and poor little Courtois just watches the ball go into the back of the net and just you can see him like fitting out violently going, fuck, just ruined everything. So we were in store for another half an hour in the pub, weren't we, mate?
Yeah, we were.
And
But, you know.
then I think it's just Real Madrid just took over. Mentally and physically, they just kept on going. Atletico haven't been in anything. So, I mean, they won the league,
Yeah.
but that's every league game is every league game. They didn't really have that much pressure. Whereas in that cup final, the mental ability of Real Madrid just kicked in. Bale scored a lovely header off of Di Maria's blocked shot.
Amazing
Well,
goal.
Very nice goal. Then they basically just fell apart and Marcelo walked the ball into the net. And then Ronaldo got a penalty and just planted that in as well. They ended up winning 4-1, so bit of a turnaround. They went 1-0 down until fucking 93 minutes and then just took over. But I think I wish Atletico would have won because that would have been nice for Diego Simon to get the double, win the league and win the Champions League. What a feat to have, and like
That would have been pretty amazing.
it was crazy, isn't it?
Plus, in the whole game, Atletico just deserved it. In my opinion, they just wanted it a lot more.
Yeah, I mean they don't really play much possession football. They play more like Alex Ferguson's Man United style, like pretty strong 4-4-2 formation, knocking it about fast, getting in the box, creating chances, whacking in crosses and stuff. But they had the fight, but they just couldn't execute. It's Real Madrid
How does
sat
the Champions
back
League
and,
work?
To be honest, I
I'm
didn't really
I'm
like
not
the way
exactly
they
a
played.
No.
big knowledge man on
But,
football. How does it work? So, because you know, like you've got like say Premier League, everybody's in it. Everybody plays each other twice.
Yes.
Is it similar to that, or is it a knockout?
It's knockout. It's like as you see with the World Cup going on. Usually, there's like say the top 4 teams in the Premier League will go through to the Champions League. So like in every league, they have similar sort of rules. So like the top 4 of the Spanish league will go through. The top, I think 3 or 4 of Germany go through. Can't remember that, but like top leagues all over Europe. Just a couple of the top teams go through, and then they play each other for qualifiers and stuff like that. And then they basically get sorted into groups, like groups of 4, like they have in the World Cup at the moment.
Okay.
So you know we have like Uruguay in our group, and we have I can't even remember who else is in our group.
Costa Rica.
Yeah, we
Someone
have.
else.
We will play all of them. I don't know if they play them all. I'm pretty sure you play every team twice in that league, so it's like a mini 4-man league, and then the 2 top teams go through to the next round, and then it basically goes into 2-leg knockout rounds. So you play home and away legs, and then it gets to the final,
There
And
is somebody at my door.
yeah, that's basically how the Champions League works. So, keeping on the football theme,
Got the World Cup coming up.
the World Cup coming up. Now, here's some interesting facts that you guys might want to hear about the World Cup. So,
Sure.
obviously, you guys know that the last World Cup we won was in 1966.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
we do.
So, it was taken. This is courtesy of Lad Bible. Actually, they've taken their time out to find out a few things that happened in 1966 and link them to now. And this is what we found out. There's a couple of big facts. So, in 1966, the Eurovision winner was Udo Jürgens with his song "Merci Chérie." He was in fact from Austria. Now, this year's winner was that weird bearded person from Austria. So Austria won in 66 the Eurovision and
Oh, wow.
this year in Eurovision. And that was a
Okay.
good fact. So that's one sign. Now we've got a few other things that go along with that because in fact Champions League in the 1966
Yeah.
was won by Real Madrid.
No way.
Yep. So
Wow.
now the La Liga was won by Atletico Madrid in 1966 and they won again this year. Fulham came 20th in the Premier League, or which it was Division 1 back then, and they got relegated, like they have again this year in 1966. And finally, the last time for this to ever happen in an FA Cup final, a team has come back from 2-0 to win the game, whereas Arsenal came back from Hull to win, I think, 4-2 this year. Everton did exactly the same, came back from 2 goals down and won 3-2 in 1966.
Right.
Oh, so
That's
freaky,
crazy.
eh? So, in theory, if history's repeating itself, England should win the World Cup this year. But we're not going to because we'll all be too hot,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know.
Get a World Cup in England.
Get World Cup in England. That'd be awesome. We'd get to
When
go
would-
watch that. I mean, it has been before, but obviously we were too young or just like, you know. But yeah, that's pretty freaky, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, it's
It
weird.
is.
It's quite scary,
Crazy.
Actually, a
actually.
good time to say that I've got some good news.
You've got some fantastic news.
That's only just popped up in the last
Really?
5 minutes.
Oh, okay, lay it to us.
I have been typing away, which I'm sure you can hear me typing away on my keyboard.
I actually don't think I can.
Well, either way,
Yeah.
I've been you've been taking our little logo and I sent it to someone, and they've fixed it so it looks more like us. It's a bit more discernible.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to go over to the Talk Stuff Facebook page, you two, and you'll see that the cover photo has changed.
Let's have a look, shall we? Is Bran on there as well?
Yeah, it should
Yeah,
be.
I'm on it.
Oh no, Brown isn't on the picture
Oh,
yet.
but we're not on the. No, I mean.
We are.
Oh, wow.
We are in the
That-
process of getting things made and changed.
I mean, because at the
Maybe-
start it was only you and me, Dan. So I mean,
Yeah.
the picture's only of you and me. So we, you know, is it pushing my luck to ask for another one of Bran?
No, I don't think so. I think you can get Bran and put him on the top there. Who did that? That's really good.
That is Jack Cunnington.
Oh, did he actually do it? Sweet.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it looks cool. Nice.
That's
Well, there
very
we
good.
go. Thanks. That's credits to Jack saying that it looks pretty good. If he can make one of
Yeah.
Brandon too. Toby, if he wants me to send him the original image of that thing, actually, I don't know. You could just talk to him, but if he can send me the PSDs as well, so I can actually put them in the logo,
Yeah,
and I could put
He's
Bran there as
actually-
well.
he's actually doing that for me now.
Well, putting him in the logo, in the other logo.
Yeah,
Okay,
Oh,
that's
great.
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
It's just we need room to put Bran in there as well, but we'll
That's
tell
cool.
him that in a sec, and then he can sort it out. But I can send him the original picture,
Yeah.
unless he wants to use another one. But yeah, ask him that, and yeah, that's cool. So thank you, Jack. That was a little bit exciting for you guys there.
Yeah, it's a bit of
We
fun.
did do everything
Yeah.
ourselves to begin with, but we have been looking for someone to do the rest of our things. I'm not a very good cartoonist, no matter how good of a
No,
designer. I
I'm
am.
terrible.
Can he draw for shit?
So I'm going to talk about some games because I know a couple of my
Oh,
friends
yeah.
have been playing
Cool.
the WildStar beta. WildStar, for people
I thought it was
who
called Wildfire. Shit.
who don't know what WildStar is, it's a brand new
Yeah, I've never heard of
sci-fi MMO that's coming out fairly soon, I think, because they're doing shitloads of betas at the moment. So I'm pretty sure that they'll be taking a lot from that. But it's made from people who have broke off from Blizzard, so people who've worked on World of Warcraft.
Okay.
As many of my friends and I played World of Warcraft for ages with a lot of my other friends. About 9 years in total, I suppose. Yeah, it's set to be
Yeah.
pretty good. Like older WoW devs working on that. So far, it's looked absolutely fantastic. I mean, if it's enough to make one of my friends Ross buy it, then before it's even released as well, it's going to be a pretty good game. It's going to be another subscription-based MMO.
You just answered my question right there.
It's going to be another subscription-based MMO, but it looks to be worth it. I mean, they're taking a lot of like older sort of WoW vanilla stuff, as people would say, things that they said, oh, we missed this sort of thing about World of Warcraft. It's also different now, etc., etc. So they're really getting back to like the kind of vanilla stages of an MMO. It'll be better than It'll be better than free to plays, but if it's better than Warcraft, we'll wait and see. I mean, I've lost interest in World of Warcraft since Mr. Pandaria. It's been
I have as well.
It's been really, really boring. It's been like.
But Ninja Pandas, man.
They were cool. I liked the Pandarian. They were cool.
They are. They're really cool.
They were interesting, and I thought that like the models and stuff looked really good, and they're updating everything. So like, I mean, when Warlords of Draenor comes out. We'll see what happens with WoW, but I definitely think WildStar is something I'm going to look into and possibly buy, especially if my friends are playing it, because like there's nothing more boring than playing an MMO by yourself, really. I mean, I used to do it a lot. I used to raid a lot, and I've met tons of my friends from doing that. Actually, tons of my online friends. So yeah, that was really interesting. But I've been playing a lot of Diablo 3 lately because I finished uni for the year now and decided, well, I'm going to buy Diablo and I'm going to play Diablo, and sure as hell I've been raping it up with my mates, so it's been really, really good fun. Toby, you bought the Final Fantasy X remake the other day, didn't you?
Oh my god, yes I did. I couldn't be
How's
happier.
that been for you? Yeah, Final Fantasy X was definitely one of the best. I mean, I'm saying that, I love Final Fantasy X. I thought 10-2 was alright. 9 was great. 8 was great. 7 was fantastic.
7 and
the early
10 are like the two best, aren't they?
But I haven't really played anything past 11, so.
No,
and you got me, who's never played it. So
I mean, I played 12 for a bit on the PS2, and I mean, I got really into it, but I found like the way you had to like level up on it was so long-winded. I had one spot on the entire like full world map that I kept teleporting back to, and just doing it over and over and over and over again. And I mean, like, I found the game really good. But I actually forgot what I was doing in the storyline because I was leveling up so much to keep up with what I needed to do in the storyline. And I found I got to a point where I actually was like, I might start this game again because I can't remember what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it annoyed me that much because I'd gone what I presumed to be quite far. But I mean, for a Final Fantasy game, I could be like 10 minutes in.
Yeah, in relative like position to the actual game's length.
Yeah, exactly. But like Final Fantasy X is possibly one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
I much prefer the way the fighting works on it, the turn-based combat. I mean, yeah, sure, it gives you that like sort of a bit more of an advantage over the enemies and stuff, but I mean, I don't think that matters too much because I'm kind of in love with that game for the storyline.
Yeah.
And it's so good.
Yeah,
it's
it was
just
good.
so good.
And I always loved the idea of like Blitzball as well.
Oh my god, that is amazing!
Like,
I'm yet to like start the leagues on that.
Yeah.
I'm just playing the main game storyline.
I remember when we were in school, like me and my friends used to like play our own version of Blitzball. It would basically just be sort of like a little mixture of rugby and football. I suppose it included some kind of wrestling in there as well because we were beating each other up. But like we did set some rules in stone, and it did work out. I mean, we managed to teach like a massive group of our like year how to play it. We played in like there was like a small pitch down by where we used to live, a small football pitch which was named it like I don't know if anyone ever sees like a standard sort of like under 11s team or something like that. They've got smaller goals that are like relative to their size and like the smaller pitch, but we played it in that because it was like a perfect sort of size. And yeah, we used to play like our own version of Blitzball. We just called it Blitzball. Everyone thought we were awesome actually for making the game up. We had like a massive like 16-on-16 Royal Rumble match with it as well.
That sounds fucking incredible.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was really cool. I mean, we used to do shit like that all the time at school, playing little games like that. We used to actually do some wrestling like after school on a Friday. It used to be our like general wrestling times. And one of my mates who was like, he was so into wrestling. He was like he was like the only person who was like totally into wrestling.
Yeah.
But like he was like the John Cena of us all, like the proper like he was the winner all the time, and he'd always come triumphant in the Royal Rumbles that we used to have. Like my mate Sam, who's the same size, like 6'4" or whatever he is now. He's the same size now as he was back then, and he was like a 6'4" fucking 14-year-old choke slamming me and my mate May. We were like Matt and Jeff Hardy. No, we were like Edge and Christian more. Like proper
My brother
attitude.
was always Jeff Hardy when we wrestled.
Yeah, we were always like proper attitude era. Like me and Matt, we were always like we were definitely like Edge and Christian. We were just like proper like the kind of jokey heels. And yeah, it was good fun. Like we used to like perform some great moves. I remember like RKOing with RKO now. I'm just saying it for like thingy's sake. I mean,
Yeah.
it was more like Diamond Cutter back then.
Stone Cold Stunner.
Yeah, Stone Cold Stunner pretty much. But we used to get stunned all the time. We used to be walking around school. We'd see each other and just stun each other in the corridor. That was great. We once broke a desk actually. Me and my mate Matt. I speared him for a table. Got sent out. Put into my mate James's class, and then I stole a clock from his classroom and took it home with me and promised I'd give it to him for his bedroom. But I kept it on the wall to taunt him every time he came round. So like every time he came round, he'd see his clock and be like, "That's my clock," and I'd be like, "Yeah, it's good. It's like marrying like his wife or his sister or something. Just like, yep, there it is in my house and it's my possession. And you can't have it. It's yours, but it's not."
That's
Always
amazing.
out of your reach. It was great.
So me and my brother used to wrestle in our back garden. We used to get like the mattresses off beds and put them in the garden and like jump off ladders and shit. You know, we gave each other names and shit, and we recorded it on a shitty webcam on a shitty laptop, and you know, it was fucking amazing.
Wow.
Loved every second of it.
Can't say my childhood was any exciting stuff like that.
Man, it was bitching. I got a bit more news on more logo stuff for you
Okay.
as it develops.
Live development.
Hot off the press.
Yeah, pretty much. Because I offered a pizza for the services of re-editing the logo, and that was accepted. That was accepted. And then I asked, "Can Brown be added too?" And he goes, "Brown as well? Well, motherfucker." He hasn't replied,
Motherfucker.
replied yet.
That's
so
good. I'm just
hopefully
going to
that'll
have
be
a
up in the
special
next
little
bit.
shout out before we start like doing maybe the last little segments of this, because it has been about an hour now, and we are trying to limit it to about an hour of podcast, give or take 10, 15 minutes. But I've just got a picture sent to me from a certain Mr. Dicker, Dan Dicker, who's sent me a picture of
Oh
himself.
yeah, he's just fucking sent me that picture too,
Big,
little
Big
bastard.
J's in Jersey. Basically, Big J's is the nicest baguette shop that you'll ever go to. They do amazing baguettes, and he knows from my little trip over to Jersey how much I love that place, and I go on about it all the time. It's like
Yeah,
one thing
that
I
place
remember.
is possibly one of the best takeaway places in the world. In fact, there are two of my favorite takeaway places in the world are back in Jersey, which is horrifying. You've got Big J's Takeaway, which, I mean, the breakfast roll is sausage, bacon, and egg in a baguette with garlic butter. That is the way forward.
The garlic butter was great. When I had the cheesy chips and garlic butter, that was.
Can you two just stop it there? Because you're making me hungry now.
Because you can get chips and cheese in a baguette.
Oh no!
Chips and cheese in a baguette with garlic butter. That and the breakfast roll is like the best thing in the world. But then you have Robin Hood Takeaway. Now, Robin Hood Takeaway does something that I have never been able to find in any of the time my brother or myself have been living in England. And that is a curry pizza.
A curry pizza.
That's weird, but kind of nice.
Curry pizza. They do chicken tikka masala pizza, chicken korma pizza, and a prawn
like,
pate pizza.
I can imagine like they have like in Domino's they have like tandoori hot chicken and stuff.
Yeah.
But like when you say like the curry pizza, does it actually have like the curry sauce and stuff on it?
Right. Well, yeah. Instead of the tomato sauce, you have like the masala sauce or the korma sauce or the pate sauce.
It's pretty good.
And then they've got like they put all the chicken on it as well, and then they cover it in cheese. And like you think it wouldn't go, but it's like it's possibly one of the best things you'll ever eat in your entire life is a Robin Hood pizza. But this takeaway is an insane fucking takeaway. It'll do your normal fish and chips, you know, and then your burgers and all that stuff, and then it does like pizzas and stuff as well. And you're like, okay, cool, you know, a nice takeaway on a small island that does pizzas and fish and chips. That's pretty cool. But no, it also does Chinese food. Oh, and it also does Indian food, and it does like all of that, and the
I
menu.
would pay good money if I had millions to bring Big J's over here to where
I
we live.
fucking wish I could, man.
If it
But
was
like,
brought
I mean,
over here,
the
I would
food
never
at
leave.
both of these two takeaways is the reason I am not a thin, muscular man. You know?
Yeah.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. We should
Nah.
put out a campaign. Let's put out a little campaign now. Just the bearded, big,
You should consider
hairy,
having
sweaty
sex with
man.
a bearded man.
Yeah, well, you should just consider, big and hairy is the new muscly. Fuck Cristiano Ronaldo. Fuck David Beckham. Actually, no, David Beckham's too cute to say fuck him. But seriously, the big Jonah Hills, the Seth Rogans. That's the
Yes.
man you should be with.
Mm.
Because do you know what? Bearded
Toby
men are always the
smashes
best.
this world.
It
Well, I
takes
mean, this
patience
is
to grow a
actually
beard,
something.
and
I
it
mean,
takes patience to put up with all this women shit. So
it does. This is actually something I've got on my list of things to talk about. If you don't mind having a little tangent quickly.
no,
Yeah.
go for it. I
Go-
mean,
let's go for it.
we're running towards the end anyway. So
I've got a little bit here, and I've written it down simply called relationship material. Now, I know I know I've talked about this to both of you two before, but
Yeah.
basically the idea behind this is I've got like a list of things I want to rant about on my phone, and this is one I can now tick off because here it comes. Relationship material.
Mhm.
How many fucking people do you know that you wish you could have gone out with, or still wish you could maybe,
Oh,
that
man.
okay.
that will look at someone else who you know full well is a capital C cunt,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
and then they go, "What's that guy like?" And you go, "They're a cunt," and then they go, "Oh, but they're nice to me," and I'm like, "You have tits.
And a vagina.
Of course they're nice to you.
Exactly.
They want to be within you. Of course they're going to be nice to you. Of course they're buying you drinks and making you feel good. Their person is an asshole. And they go, "No, it's
Yeah.
fine." And then they go off with them. And then 3 months later they go, "Oh no, the person was an asshole, just like you said." And I'm like, "Yes."
Should have
Yes,
listened
they
in the
were.
first place.
And then you'll be like, you don't listen. I don't like you anymore. And then you move on to someone else, and the exact fucking same thing has happened. Because that's pretty much the story of my life.
So
You see
mine
someone
too.
you see someone you like, you talk, you get to know them really well, and then they go, "What's your mate like?"
Bit of a knob.
You go, "Well, actually, he's a bit of a cunt." And they go,
He's a nice bloke.
"Looks
but
nice
he
though."
just- he's a nice bloke, but he just doesn't treat girls right.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know people like that. I know people
Yeah.
very, very much like that. Who are
And
just
then-
complete assholes in relation. They could be a complete dude,
Hmm.
like outside. They could be a quality friend, be a great mate. But then when it comes to being with a girl, they're just idiots.
Yeah, just
It's like-
assholes.
They don't have any
And it's like-
respect.
I know so many people like this, and
Gotta
I
go off
have a lot
people
of very good friends who are like this as well, I might add. And it's just like, it
Yeah.
just fucking infuriates me that you get these people that come over and they ask you a question knowing full well that if you say something bad, they ain't going to listen.
Yeah.
Mm.
True story, bro.
Oh,
So,
before our
Oh.
final section, I have a finished talk stuff picture.
oh,
Wow.
Literally just came in. Oh, this is good. This is perfect timing.
Is it
Jack.
uploaded?
It will be. You
okay.
know.
Well, while we sort that little bit out, I'm just gonna say something. We've got like pretty much a video of the week, and I think like Toby's gonna agree with me today. Is we have a video of a badger, a honey badger,
Oh my god, it's the
A
funniest
honey
thing in
badger.
the world.
and he is so good at escaping from his little cage. I mean, this guy is literally just trying his best to keep him in. This badger is just beating everything he does. So we'll put a link to the video now and let you guys watch that because that is funny. But yeah, check it out and yeah, that's our
Yeah.
little section. So let's have a quick look at this logo. How's it going?
Oh, hold on. I'm just working on uploading it now.
Okay, sweet.
This is
Cool.
all. This is all live, people. This is all
This is all
live.
live. This is great. This is good. It's
This is
good.
good
fun.
stuff. This couldn't have timed out better for like
Yeah, for this week.
for actually
exciting
recording
stuff,
the
yeah.
podcast.
It's very exciting.
I
I
can't
do
wait.
enjoy.
I can't
Yay.
wait to see it.
That's because I haven't uploaded it yet.
Oh,
I'm working on it. It's
Oh.
like I'm doing lots of stuff at once. I have to like minimize everything. Okay, right here it comes.
Yeah.
we'll sort out all the proper
Okay.
files. So I'll upload it to YouTube and stuff afterwards.
Whoa, that looks really good. Might need to change the size on it a bit, but that's cool.
Yeah.
It looks really good. Okay, it's up.
Oh wow. That was pretty cool.
That is
Yeah,
itchy.
brilliant.
And I've got the
Thank you, Jack.
I've got the other one as well. Got the other one as well. Oh, that's so sweet.
That's amazing.
That's brilliant. I mean, I'm loving that. Thank you, Jack, for that.
Oh, here it comes.
Yeah.
And there's the profile picture in as well.
Thank you, Jack, for the wonderful work that you've done on that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Props to Jack Cunnington. That was fucking epic.
I'm sure you'll see him featured on the show once. I mean, he's a very interesting person to talk to.
Guaranteed. He'll be here definitely.
He will.
He's the one that's going to be loud and offensive. You'll remember him.
Yeah, you'll like that. You'll like his
Yeah.
things. Awesome.
Okay. So
Great. So Toby,
One final
something that we're going to be doing each week is Toby's got this list of questions that he wants to ask. He's going to ask me, him, and Brad are going to answer him this week. But
yeah,
each
as a
week, what
first
we're going to
episode
do,
special.
as first episode special, we're going to have all three of us answering the questions. But for each week, we've got someone new on. We're going to ask this new person these questions, and we're going to. Well, I'm hoping we're going to. If you're going to do this, Toby, is note them down and see what other people say.
I was
So we can actually
just
get a
about
collage.
to say.
We'll get a collage
Just
of
about
like,
to
what
say
people
that.
say.
I want to write it down, and then because I'll keep a tab as we go along today.
And then probably a day after release, we'll put it onto our YouTube thing just so we have like the questions and then what the person says afterwards, and in a little list, so you guys can see it and keep it up to date on our Facebook page. Anything funny, we will put on our Facebook page as well. So please like it, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. So yeah, let's finish this section off, and then let's see the results.
Yeah, I mean, because very quickly, because the idea is because we're going to have the guests on every week. And one of the ideas is to get for example, the intro and outro music provided by the band The Rocket Dolls is my brother's band. I realised we explained this earlier. We didn't explain it this time.
Yeah.
And
we'll do credits at the end as well, just so you can see it down on
course.
paper and links to like songs and videos. I mean, I don't think we're just idle and chit chatting now while we get prepared.
Yeah, that's while I'm trying to load everything up. There we go. Right, I've got it.
Awesome.
And basically, the idea is that we're going to ask each guest every week this set of questions, and then it's going to be a giggle. But obviously, because we don't have a guest this week, we are our own guests.
We are indeed.
Here it comes. So, question number 1. Oh, I probably should explain, actually, where this questionnaire comes from. It's not just a random questionnaire I pulled out my ass. Have you guys ever seen a TV show called Inside the Actors Studio?
I have not.
No.
Right. It's run by a guy called James Lipton, who is the dean of an acting university in New York, and it is the Actors Studio is the part of it. And they have been doing this for 14 years now. I think it might be 15 now. And they get famous actors, like Tom Hanks, Bradley Cooper. The list is fucking enormous. They've got 14 years worth of interviews. And they end each interview with a question and answer segment with the audience.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And they start each question and answer segment by doing this questionnaire, which is taken from a man called Bernard Pivot. I hope I pronounced that right. He's French. Who did the exact same thing on his talk show before this one. So we're going to continue the tradition and hope this questionnaire lives on for a lot longer. So, with that in mind, question 1. What is your favourite word? Not a swear word.
Ooh, that's a difficult one.
It is, yeah.
I like the word plinth.
Plinth is a good word.
That's so fun to say, plinth. It's a difficult one. Plinth. Quite like that. Obviously, Celador is like really, really nice to say. Like that's famous, obviously, as well. Quite like the word maracas.
Maracas, that's a good word.
I like maracas. That's a great word.
I quite like a word that I don't quite know the meaning to, and that is
Right.
lugubrious.
Lugubrious. What the hell
Makes
was
that
that?
makes me feel
Lugubrious.
a bit like loose and like excited when I hear the word.
Yeah, it does.
It's
I
like, "Whoa,
Yes.
cannot
lugubrious.
I cannot for the life of me remember what it means, but I think it's a way of expressing yourself. You express yourself in a lugubrious way.
Ah, okay.
I think that could be complete bullshit.
Well, you explained that very lugubriously.
I may have. You never know.
Let's do the next one. What's the next one?
Next one is, what is your least favourite word? Sorry, actually, hold on.
Manchester. I'm a Liverpool fan.
Oi.
So Manchester City, Manchester United, hate the word.
Not bad.
Brand's a Man United fan, by
I
the
am.
way. I just thought I'd let you guys know that. But obviously, there's that hate between them. But I'm angry at Man City this year, so I'm going to say Manchester. Fucking hate that word.
Manchester. Oh.
You can't copy me now. You can't go Liverpool.
No. No, well, I would want to go Liverpool. You know me too well.
Ooh.
A word I hate. Probably. You know me too well, because I was just going to say like every other football club apart from Man United. So I'm stumped.
That's funny.
Go on, any word you hate.
Not so much now, but for a long time I used to hate the word cunt. Because
Okay.
The word.
to me, that I don't know what it was, but whenever someone said cunt towards me or just anyone, I just would lose it for some weird reason.
Just
That's
raged
right.
you.
But you guys know I rage quite a lot, so it's not a surprise there.
You are indeed a man of many rages.
I am.
Well, what's the next question?
Let's
Give
go.
it.
Go on.
Lay it
Go
to
on.
me.
I want to know.
Okay, the next question is, what turns you on? Creatively, spiritually, emotionally. So this isn't necessarily a sexual thing, but what just, what gets you going, makes you happy, makes you feel good? What turns
Yeah,
you
yeah,
on?
yeah. So like you'll see something like, oh, I love the color red. It turns me on. That sort of thing. So not sexually turned.
But there you go. You've just given my answer for you. You just
Really?
come out and said it. Yeah.
Oh, the colour red?
It does. Yeah.
Does it make you feel happy, Bran?
It does
Okay.
indeed. I
That's
don't know
pretty cool.
why. I don't know why. It's weird, but it does. Yeah.
You must like it in my bedroom then, mate. Red
I do.
everywhere.
I do. It's
All
why I'm
those,
there.
all those Liverpool colours everywhere? It'd be lovely for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like good football, good nice passing moves. That makes me go, oh, that's a turn on. Good pieces of music. I like listening to a lot of acoustic music, like acoustic renditions of popular songs. Really gets me going. I really, really like that. I mean, I could be caught like listening to like acoustic versions of Backstreet Boys and stuff like that. So
There's acoustic versions of Backstreet Boys out in the world.
yes, of course there is.
I've never heard.
I'm gonna
this.
make some as well.
Nice. I'm gonna have to go with good musicianship. Like, when someone just plays a piano or something and it just like blows you away completely.
Definitely.
That.
A lovely piece of like music just played. Yeah, I like it. It's good.
I think another thing that makes me happy is, well, it's going to make me sound like a complete psychopath, but is in the sport UFC, when they put off like amazing move or when someone gets completely battered or knocked out, it just
Yeah.
I get you. That's similar to great musicianship.
A well executed move, like 180 in darts, something like that. Like
Yeah.
a good sporting sort of like a hat trick and stuff like that. All those things.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay. What turns you off? I don't know if you guys heard that, but as I said that, someone burped in the corridor.
Well, there you go. There's one.
What turns me off? I don't like loud, obnoxious, chavvy girls.
Oh God, yeah.
Not so necessarily chavvy girls. They're annoying.
Yeah.
But I don't like the girls that are all like, yeah, oh dear, look at that piece of dirt on the floor. Oh, it's disgusting. Sort of like those real like kind of like princessy girls. Oh, they annoy me so much. That really frustrates me.
I think
And that girl last night, that time, fucking shouting in about punch her on.
Sorry,
But that really puts me off getting to know a person.
Yeah. For me, it probably have to be people that can't be wrong. They think that everything they say is right. Just absolutely gets on my nerves.
I'm
Fair
always
enough.
right, so that never happens, is it?
Oh, Dan. I'll just put Dan for that one down, shall I, Bran?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna have to go somewhat similar to Dan's and say just people who are sort of purposely annoying because they think it's funny. Like, there's one thing I cannot stand in this is being like humiliated.
Oh
Yeah, it's a bit
Like, I mean, like everyone has like jokes between like, your mates, where you'd be like, "Ah, you're a dickhead," and everyone goes, "Ah, he's a dickhead." You know.
yeah.
But like when you say like someone purposely humiliates someone to the point where you can see the person feels horrible,
yeah.
that I think is one of the worst fucking things.
That's pretty nasty.
It is fucking rancid.
It's a nasty pasty.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, a good one. What is your favorite curse word?
Oh, motherfucker, or just fuck in general.
Well, it's not really a curse word, but I've started using it as one. That's using the word duck, replacing.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Duck replacing fuck. It's because you said duck off the other day by accident. I called you off
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah,
I
no,
like
it's just
it, I like
stuck.
it.
You're not
So-
getting away with anything, boy. I quite like the offensive word jobber. We've been using jobber
we do,
as an
yes.
offensive word.
Yeah, jobber is a good one. Jobber's
Jobber's a great word. It's not really a cuss word, but I suppose it's a curse word because we're using it in a way to inflict bad means, I suppose.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
just like, yeah, he's a fucking jobber. Like, you know, James Milner, he's a fucking jobber.
Oh, James Milner is the biggest fucking jobber.
He is
Um,
huge.
We could come up. In fact, next week I'm going to come up with a list of the top 10 jobbers of the week, and I'm going to start doing
Titus
that.
O'Neill better be up there because he's a
Yeah,
huge
well,
wrestling
exactly.
jobber.
I'm going to start. I'm going to start. I'm going to put this down as a little note. I'm going to make the weekly jobber list, the top 5 jobbers,
Okay.
Yeah.
or the jobber list. I just call it the job list and just put 5 jobbers of the week.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will
Okay,
work
let's be
very
up for it.
nicely.
Okay.
Cool.
I can't decide between fuck, cunt, or possibly one that was used by somebody on Inside the Actor Studio. That I think when they used it, it was wonderful, and that is Tom Hanks's use of horse shit.
Horse shit.
Because you can be really forced and be like, you know, fuck you, you know, all that, or you know, whatever. But then you can be like, oh, that is horse shit. It's really got some emphasis behind
Fucking
it. So I'm
amazing.
going to go with horse shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cunt is something that people have flinched at for years, but it's coming so much. I would say it's becoming trendy nowadays, but a lot
Pretty
of
much
people
is.
are much less scared to say it. And like,
Oh hell yeah!
it's almost like a
getting said in
term of
America all the
endearment,
time,
though. I mean,
Ritz.
in Scotland, it's a term of endearment. They just walk around going, "Oh, he's a nice cunt."
Well, I mean, look at the TV show Mongrels. You get Vince coming in like, "Morning, cunts."
Yeah, exactly. It's like it said it in a nice way. It's not
Yeah.
like before. Like people used to use it as just like searing pain goes through them every time the word's mentioned. It's just a word. Come on.
That'd be funny, but it's just another word for vagina.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, question 6: what sound or noise do you love?
Well, I've got a good one for this. Well, other than the general, I'm going to see you guys are going to definitely agree with this one. Every guy and probably every girl loves the sound of a fart. I don't know anyone who would say, "Oh, I hate the sound of a fart." Farts are just funny. They're a great sound. If they can make you laugh every time you hear a fart, that's good.
I have to agree.
Yeah.
I farted earlier today, and it sounded like something out of a cartoon. And I
But
was,
I'm going to
I
go
was
ahead and say, for
really
a
proud of
sound,
myself.
that the PlayStation sound when it turns on, not PlayStation 3. I'm talking about was it PS2? It was PS2 or PS1? I think they use the same.
Yeah,
thing
it's
for both of them,
PS2.
actually. But when it does the brown, that sound used to give me.
Yeah,
chills
that was
every time I heard it.
PS2.
I know I was in for a good. I've been this fucking 11-year-old ready, sit down and put my PlayStation on. I know that sound's coming on. It's like, yes, it's the fucking weekend. I've watched Pokemon. I've been up. I've watched Pokemon. I've done everything. It's all been great.
It's time to get serious.
Trying to get
PS2.
serious. Play some Metal Gear Solid or something. Boom. Done.
You running, Bram?
Touchy.
I think for me it has to be the sound of like rain hitting like the ground while you're like inside or something, just snugging it up.
Yes.
It's an amazing sound.
Yes.
Your sound's gone all funny for me.
Yeah, that
Really?
sounds kind of funny for me as well.
Really?
Yes, mate. Yeah, you've gone all like techno.
Techno.
Bloody
Techno, Bram.
Disco
Whee!
Bran.
Woo!
I think we'll be all right.
It
Yeah,
should be
we're
alright.
we're nearly at the end.
What about you, Toby?
Stupid head.
A sound or noise that I love. Well, I've got a few. I actually quite like the rain as well. I'm going to say that.
Yes.
A non-obvious one that I think just brings pleasure to everyone, and that is the sound of bacon cooking.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
that's
Oh.
definitely.
And then similar to that, sound of the toaster popping.
Ooh.
You know, when
That's a good one,
when
yeah.
toast is done and it goes bing and pops up. That is just beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with bacon cooking.
Hmm.
Okay, so now the opposite. What noise or sound do you hate?
Baby's crying. Oh.
Oh, God.
yeah.
That drives me up the wall. Really does.
That drives me mental. I hate babies crying. There's not many other sounds that I do hate. I mean, anything really loud would really piss me off.
I think high-pitched screaming.
Oh, yeah, I'd have to agree with you there.
High-pitched screaming just fucking destroys me. I mean, like, it just rips through my ears like nobody's business.
Yeah. And another thing that I hate, I've had this builder who's been working on the house next door to me.
Oh,
Mm.
Every time he comes out of this house,
Yeah.
you just hear that hocking noise. Where you know when people just do that in their throat
Yeah.
and hock back fucking giant phlegm balls. He does it all the time, constant phlegm balls, just hocking up.
Oh,
There's been many times
disgusting.
where I've nearly gone down there and assassinated that cunt.
I think you should.
I pick up a pen and just go, I'm going to jam this through his neck because he is fucking me off. But yeah, that's definitely a sound I hate.
For me, it would have to be the sound of someone slurping like tea or coffee or what, or just some sort of liquid. Just that sound. Oh, I can't stand.
I don't have any tea left, otherwise I'd do it.
I just can't stand it. I really can't.
Oh man, I have to. I kind of like that noise. That makes me smile a bit when you
It's
get
a
like,
humble noise.
yeah, you know, when you like drinking a milkshake through a straw and you get to the bottom, it's like, I like it. Okay, next question. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Well, I would like to have been a football player, but I think what I would like to attempt and what I'm thinking about, like, you know, actually attempting would definitely be to become a football manager
Yeah.
or a successful YouTuber.
Yeah,
But,
that's a good one.
Tick.
Chick. What
Of course.
about you, Brian?
I've always wanted to be a forensic scientist, but I think it would have to be a professional wrestler due to the fact that I just love wrestling.
Yeah.
I think that would definitely have to be what I would want to do.
You love touching sweaty men in tights.
Of course, who doesn't?
You've already said mine, and that is the football manager, of course. No, I'm not a football person, really. No, I don't know. I'd quite like to be a wrestler. That is sort of the dream. I guess I'd rather put it under the tag global entertainer.
Yes,
Yeah,
Does that work?
It would be fun, wouldn't
that
it?
would, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Global entertainer. Okay, cool. So you got the opposite now. What profession would you most not like to try?
Being a jobber.
It's not a profession. It just happens to be a friend.
Just being a jobber, mate.
Working in a coffee shop.
Oh,
After
okay.
hearing your experiences, there's no way I'd want to work there.
Okay, it's pretty crap.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
there's
like,
like a couple of jobs that I really don't like. I mean, I'd hate to work as a carer. I'll be
Oh.
terrible at that though. I don't care. That's the thing. That's my problem. They just go, "Do you want a job as a carer?" Well, kind of, but I can't, care about people too much. Not really. I'm quite selfish in a way. But
Fair
you
enough.
know, that's not really. It's not really an optimal job for me either.
I couldn't be a teacher. I really couldn't.
Oh, I wouldn't mind being a teacher. Teacher would be fun.
Kids wind me up, and you know that well, Dan.
Yeah, you get well wound up by kids.
Don't know what I'd do. Oh, I don't know what I'd not like to do. There's a lot of things I wouldn't like to do, I guess. I would also hate to be a coffee shop attendant. After the things
You're
I've
not
told you.
anymore.
Yeah, give it one more week and I won't be. Oh, doorbell.
Doorbell.
Someone order food. It was
Probably.
me. I hope it was me. No, yeah, I would hate to be a parking like attendant.
They get
Like-
a lot of shit.
They get loads of shit, and it's like what? You know, if you're a parking attendant, you're going out, you're looking at cars that are parked, you know, either illegally or, you know, they've passed their time and all that shit, and then people give them so much shit for giving them a parking ticket. And not being funny, but you're the one that's fucked up. Why are you giving someone else doing their job shit?
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Yes.
definitely.
Like that person, you know, there are rules. You go into a car park that says you can park here for 3 hours and no longer, and you're there for 3.5 hours, and you get pissed off that you got a ticket. It's your fucking fault, not theirs.
Yeah.
You know. But I mean, I guess I just have a slightly different look on some things than some people.
Yeah.
What's
Okay,
left?
so we got one last question.
Okay, one
Right,
last question.
shoot, let's
Cool,
go
and then
for
we
it.
can wrap it up.
Come on, lads, we can do it.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
There's a difference. There's going to be a huge difference from, like, you know, what he's going to say and what I would like him to say. Because what he's going to say is, what the fuck are you doing here and how did you do it?
Yeah, I
Um,
can see that being part of it.
I'd maybe like him to comfort me, probably. Just to say, like, I know you didn't feel like God and stuff was real, but I'm going to explain to you why everything's like that. I'd like him to give me an explanation of why there's bad shit happening to me and the world and everything. Like, why the things have had to happen. Like, just to give me clarity, because I'm going to be sat there going, oh, he's a dick. He could have stopped everything. He could have stopped my leg from falling off, shit like that. And I have both legs, by the way. I was just, you know, saying that.
Yeah.
So that could go.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'd like him to just explain a lot of stuff to me. I'd have a lot of questions. I'm quite an inquisitive person, so I think I'm going to go with that.
For me, it would have to be a line that was in a movie called This Is the End, which is "Welcome to Heaven, motherfucker." I think that would be the most epic thing to hear.
Yeah, that'll bloody do it.
Heaven, motherfucker. Yeah, that would be funny.
I think I'd like a hug.
A hug?
Yeah, you just died, man. You just died, and you've
Yeah,
gone
that's
to
true.
heaven.
That's true.
But
the
I'd be
first-
quite
I
happy
think-
if I was going to heaven. I'd be really comforted thinking, oh, sweet, there is actually life after death. This is great. I'm actually happy now.
Well, that's the thing, because, like, again, the way I see shit, like, if you woke up in heaven, first of all, I'd be confused there's no fire burning my tits.
Yeah.
Because I certainly would expect to be in a little flamier place.
A little harder.
And I think I just want a hug. You know, I want to hug and be like, hey, you're dead, but it's okay. You're good. This is heaven.
There's stuff here.
So, you know, let's go have fun.
Yeah.
Well, there was all our answers. We'll have to take all them down. We'll put them onto little sheets and then put them on Facebook later. But thanks everybody for taking the time to listen out and listen to the whole podcast if you actually did.
Yeah.
We've been Dan, Toby and Bran.
We have
This has been
indeed.
Talk Stuff.
Yeah.
We'll catch you next week.
Good night.